Okay, so welcome to this is like my fifth, I don't know. I keep posting and then privating my videos because they don't get any views for now. But lately I've been thinking about something that just even talking about it still kind of hurts, but I feel like it's something that needs to be spoken about. And when I was speaking with one of my friends, she said that she could see me being someone that speaks on these topics to help other people. And I thought I might as well, because it doesn't really get spoken about a lot, or on YouTube. Some people do on Instagram, but I think I'll start the conversation here and see how it goes. Basically, I have not planned this video at all, and I don't really know how it's gonna go, but I'm just gonna talk. So I was a tattoo apprentice for about a year, I believe. So I got my license and everything, and that was great. But I feel like the industry in itself no industry is perfect, but for me, I have to deal with extra difficulties, such as being a woman and then being a black woman. And I've never had to deal with racism before because I grew up in a very mixed area in the UK, and for me, I would only ever see people that were either my colour or darker than me, and that was the normal for me. Like, I thought, okay, this is fine. So getting into the tattoo industry, I didn't even really think about it much because I was still quite new on the scene. I didn't really know much. But yeah, so the tattoo industry is very cliquey, and then also there's a minority group, which is obviously people of color, and that's just in everything. But again, I never had to deal with anything like that before, anyone being rude about my skin color or degrading me before. But then again, I'm quite a reserved and shy person, so I never really went after things that I was interested in. I don't really know why. I was just that scared. But with tattooing, I believe I met someone and they were talking about wanting to be a tattoo artist, and we were just talking for a really long time, and I thought I could get into that. Like, that seems really cool. So I started getting a lot of tattoos, and then talking to my first tattoo that I ever got, which is this one. The girl that did it, she's so sweet. So meeting her really helped me, and then I began doing my portfolio, and it was really bad. I will put pictures up of the stuff that I was doing and posting to Instagram. Not necessarily the really new stuff, because I think I got rid of my old portfolio because I was like, I don't really need this, but I have the stuff on Instagram, so I'll put like pictures in and stuff like around here. And then show some of my recent work that I do, which is there. But yeah, so I started working on my portfolio and then visiting studios, which I think took about a year for me to find somewhere. And the place that I found, like, it was really good, really nice, like friendly and everything. But there was just a certain person there that just talked a lot about people. In fact, I ended up getting in trouble because of that. But this person would say things that were just very rude, like they didn't have a filter, and like whatever. And then someone that really likes to take shit from people, but I'm also very shy, so I think maybe people think that they can get away with saying certain things to me or around me. And then it got to a point, I remember I'd just gotten my license, and then maybe a week later or something, I'd mentioned something about if you were a detective or something, you would work really hard to find out who, like, I don't know, hurt someone because you're in that industry or whatever. And then they mentioned something about BLM, and then they were talking shit about Asians and like making jokes and stuff about it. And I don't know, that day something in me, I was just like, yeah, this is not on. So I spoke up about it, and then I was called. The person didn't like it, and that's fine. I just wanted to then not be friends with this person and just, you know, keep it professional and what's not. But then the boss was siding with that person, and I was like, you know what, that's actually really good to see people's true colours, so then I can get out of somewhere where they will allow someone to just say discriminative things. That thing happened, but then I was also doubting myself in general because I'm quite, like I said, quite laid back and relaxed. I normally stick to myself, so I don't really have many friends, let alone many friends in the industry. I think I made like maybe three. And then I was posting at the time that I was able to tattoo because I'd gotten my license like a week before the whole shit happened. But people weren't really approaching me or something, or people that had said, oh, I'll get a tattoo by you, weren't coming in. So I was feeling like, I was not feeling good anyway. So it was really knocking my confidence, and I was like talking to my boss, like, I don't think I can do this, like, oh my goodness. That is another thing with art, it's just, it is competitive, which is fine, it can help motivate you, but then at the same time, when you're putting out work that you think is really good and no one is interested in it, you just think, well, what's wrong with me? And I'm not someone that wants to conform. I feel like I can conform a certain amount, but I don't want to make the work not fun anymore. So yeah, people weren't really coming to like book in with me or anything. And then that whole incident with like the blatant ignorance in general, and I just think those things probably happened for a reason, hand in hand, and it was just like time for me to leave the situation. Yeah, then afterwards I just blocked them all and went about my day. During lockdown, I just was still healing, putting out art and actually really liking where my style was going. And then I found a love for learning languages and Spanish. I'm still trying to learn Spanish, and I think I'm gonna go to Spain and study for a few months if I'm able to do so. That is, hopefully that happens in August. If not, then, and I'm still in the UK, then I will definitely pursue finding another apprenticeship, but this time it will take me even longer to find because I want to work somewhere where there's a lot of diversity, and I know that the situation is not going to happen again where I have to deal with someone that is ignorant, and even if I do, they'll be dealt with properly or in a way that I feel comfortable that's being dealt with. Not many people of colour that actually have their own shops, or if they do, they're probably very far away, or they're not really well known on Instagram. So I will show some of my artwork that I did during my apprenticeship, and then I'll put pictures up of the newest stuff that I was doing that I really like I really like that style. I really like Japanese style work and fine line and stuff like that. I need to really actually create, but you know when lockdown just makes you feel like not doing anything whatsoever? That's how I'm feeling. But anyway, so stuff like this. This is like my favorite piece ever. I don't know why. The significance is I think I was really finding myself. I really like this piece, so I think I'm gonna keep it forever. Forever. And then this was actually a challenge from one of the artists at the studio I was working at, and she was like, do some stuff with roses and stuff. This took me too long, about 2 weeks, because dot work honestly makes me want to cry like that. Even though I didn't have the most positive experience towards the end of my time being in the tattoo industry, I do take some of the moments and the people that I've met and I use it for positive. So I just want to say that anyone that is thinking about going into the industry, the tattooing industry, as a person of colour, definitely do your research, but it is really difficult to actually get an apprenticeship, especially somewhere where you want to, because all of the popular places or the places that are really reputable, they either have an apprentice, aren't taking any on and never will, or they don't reply. It's better to approach a shop in person, so email and attach your work, and then just like a little bit about you, and also mention artists that you are inspired by in the shop, and make sure that you're emailing the owner of the shop. Moving on to lack of representation. I don't want to cater more towards people of colour. Obviously I will accept everyone, but when I am tattooing, I want people of colour to feel more accepted and like, yes, you can get tattoos, tattoos can look good on you, like, you know. Skin. So when you practice tattooing, I used fruits. I ended up just sticking to fruits after a while because they were a lot better and helped me with like pressure. But Practice skins are normally very pale. Darker skin tones aren't really that dark, but there are some companies now that are actually starting to do darker cut skin tones now. And I'll end the video talking about the pros of tattooing because there are some. Number one, you can do what you love. If you really love art and then end up becoming established, you can just do the kind of art that you're really interested in. Number two is that there's no age limit. Obviously you need to be 18 or older to tattoo. You can join the industry at whatever age. As long as your hands and your back and your eyes work, you can literally do it for as long as you want to. The third thing is, it's a very friendly industry, so you'll end up making friends really quickly. Everyone is also helpful and willing to give advice. There's lots of opportunities to meet new people, so there's lots of events for tattooing. Yeah, I think that's it really.